We don't look like this when we get here every day.
We certainly don't. No.
Not me.
I'm not recognizable.
Great.
No, you wouldn't know it was me. Walk right past me and say, who was that? Hi there. Welcome to our very first Breaking the Rules show. I'm Cyndi Edwards.
And I'm Michelle Phillips. Thank you for joining us.
And we're here to help make your life better somehow. We're going to just have a really good time. The show is about breaking the rules. It's not about going to jail. It's about breaking the rules that we set for ourselves that hold us back. So it's all about letting go of those rules that that are keeping us down and just living our best lives. It's a no judgment zone, and we really want feedback, and it's going to be interactive, and we're going to share. And Michelle, would you like to jump in and tell everybody what else we're going to be doing on this show?
Absolutely. I totally think that this show is just going to be a safe place, like you said, judgment-free zone for us to really talk about what's on our minds, how we feel as women, what we go through, the struggles that we have in a real, authentic way. Sometimes it'll be really funny because we're going to talk about things that maybe women are thinking, but they don't want to say out loud. And then sometimes, the topics could be, a little deeper, diving deep into what causes us to live lives that are not really fulfilling and that are not really true to who we are. And so I'm so excited because I get to do this with my best friend. And you and I have been, friends for many years, but being on TV, I think a lot of people have a very different perception of us. And I think that's what's really going to be fun is you and I can finally let loose and say what we think and what we feel and not worry about being censored. Because that's, in the world of television, you got to be careful. You can't say really what you feel all the time.
Exactly. No, you can't. And I think a lot of people make assumptions when you're on television about what that's like. And we are going to dispel a lot of those myths. We're going to give you now a little bit of a background on the two of us. And Michelle, you've got a much more interesting life than I do. So I'm going to start by showing. See, I'm producing and doing this with you at the same time. So I'm going to throw up a picture here, and we are going to kind of move ourselves out so that you can see. So yeah, there we go. There. Now, talk to us about these beautiful people in this picture.
I'm going to cry. So my daughter just got married 2 weeks ago, and that's my daughter Christina, who is 25, and Dakota, who is 21, who's just on her right with the green dress, and then my oldest son Brandon, who is 26. Oh my goodness. So we were in Tennessee for the wedding, and it was the first time that I've had my 3 kids together in like a year because my son lives in California. So that was a super proud mama moment for me.
And I just want to say, Michelle's children are all really quality people. So that says a lot about you. They are really great, sweet, polite, smart, nice kids. So good on you. Now let's talk about, who's this guy?
Oh, that's the love of my life, my husband, Rick. And we have been together for 6 years, married for 3. And anyway, that was us at the wedding, and he's just such a great guy. He's my best friend.
Okay, a little background on Michelle here. She is a world famous makeup artist.
I love the world famous. Thank you.
And you are. Who are these beautiful ladies?
So these ladies I worked with for Vogue magazine out of Switzerland, Swiss Vogue actually. And so yeah, my background for 25 years has been working with celebrities on television, film, and covers of magazine. And somehow when I was working for CBS, 14 years ago, they asked me to be on TV to talk about the latest and greatest in style. And next thing you know, this is now my career on camera. So that's kind of how I transitioned.
I love how that happens. Okay. And the 4 of us as couples, pals, we just hit it off. Really, it's a good, I don't know. I don't even know what the word to use. I don't want to say combo, but it just works.
Yeah. we have a lot in common, which is so funny because when we first met, we were both kind of in competition with each other.
Right, we were both working on television shows on different channels.
Yeah,
So, but
yeah.
you know what? Who would let that stop us from being friends?
I know. Well, when I
Nobody.
actually left that show, you were the first one to reach out to me to be a guest on your show. And I think that's when we decided to have dinner. And we had dinner. We were like, oh my gosh, we have so much in common. Like we're so much alike.
I thought, I really like this girl, and
Me
the rest is history. We've been great friends ever since. So I'm really excited about doing this with you. I love it. It's so easy. You're always so easy to talk to, and I trust you with my life. So
thank you. Same
I know
goes.
I'm in good hands.
And you got to tell us about your fabulous guy in that picture.
Okay, my fabulous guy. Oh, I'll move out of the way here. There he is. There's Colin. We've been married for 20 years. We
Wow.
met at a very small television station up in Canada, and he has been just wonderful for the past 20 years. He followed me down here because of the job that I took on TV, and he's been super supportive since the very beginning. He's got a successful PR firm. I help him, he helps me. It works. Love him so much. I don't have any biological babies, but I do.
Aw.
This is my little girl.
The freebie. So
Freebie. She's a golden doodle. Got her on Craigslist for free, and she's going to be 15 in December. Love her like I birthed her. It's kind of
beautiful.
scary. And I've been a television host for many years, almost 24 years, and that was my last job doing a syndicated television show called Daytime. And I think that's it for my photos. But still have my parents, thankfully. They live in Canada. Still have my sister and brother. They are in Canada. My brother-in-law, sister-in-law, nieces, nephews, they're all up in Canada. But you know what? Canada's only a 3.5 hour flight from Tampa. So
And you're going soon. I'm so
going
excited
soon, going to see the parents, going to quarantine for 2 weeks. Just had my COVID test. I'm waiting for my results to come in today. So I'm hoping that I'm all clear, because if I'm not all clear, I'm not going anywhere. We'll
I know.
see.
I'm sure you are because you've been so good about keeping your safe distance and wearing your mask. And really, you guys don't do a lot out in
No, we've been
public. And
living
really,
in a bubble for
yeah,
sure.
exactly. Well, I just want to share my 2 cents about you and Colin. And I think you guys are like the sweetest couple on the planet. Of course, I think
Oh,
Rick and
oh,
I are too. But
we feel the same way about you guys. You
my
guys are the
husband's
most
like,
generous
what do you
people
mean?
we know.
But yeah, I mean, Colin is just the nicest guy, and you guys mirror each other beautifully. And Freebie, mwah, mwah, love her so much.
She's my
She is
baby.
an angel. So,
I
um,
really believe Colin's a better person than I am, and I tell him that all the time. He really is. He's just better, which I guess is a great thing. You want to marry up, marry better than yourself.
this is true. Yeah, Rick can be better than me for sure in many ways too. It's a good thing. He
It is a
inspires
good
me to be a better person all the time. And then I just want to share that, like, okay, so I am sure so many people that are watching us for the first time here today, they all are wondering how you are doing since leaving Daytime because you were there 14 years hosting that show. And
Mhm.
it's only been what, a couple weeks since you've been gone? A few weeks
Yeah,
now?
it's been a couple of weeks now. Of course, I miss my family back there, the daytime crew, and I sure there are elements of the job that I miss. We got to interview some incredible people, and when I was doing that, when I would be talking to Robert De Niro, I thought, okay, this is like the highlight. This is why I'm doing what I'm doing. But not only when I was interviewing celebrities, but when I was interviewing people that were doing really extraordinary, wonderful things, and they were inspirational, I would always think, oh, this is why I'm doing this because I love it so very much. But I needed the time away because it was a long time doing the same show. And I was thinking about leaving for a while. And then the pandemic hit. And then I didn't get to see my parents. And then I just thought, you know what? I don't have enough time off to spend quality time with them that will include quarantine. So I made the decision that was not a super hard decision to make, that it was time to say goodbye to that chapter of my life. But this allows me to continue to do something I really love, and just sharing ideas and getting feedback from people and having an open dialogue and discussion and growing and laughing and learning. that's what it's all about. So I feel like I've left one thing, but I've now jumped into something that could be equally, if not better. We'll
I
see.
Because I think that's the beauty of and the gift of being able to do what you and I have done for so many years is we are actually able to meet people who have stories that are so inspirational, and it's not necessarily what they've been through, but it's what they did to change their lives for the better, or
Mhm.
organizations out there that lift people up, or even celebrities that are making a difference in others' lives. So it's like this platform, having this platform. For me personally, I feel like I have a responsibility to not just walk away and say, okay, yeah, maybe there are times when it's a lot to be on camera, or and to kind of do this. It's not
Mhm.
as easy as what people think sometimes. But then I think, gosh, I really feel like this opportunity was given to me from the
Mm.
universe or God or whoever you want to call it, that says, you know what, for some reason, you ended up here to help people in some way. And if it's to share because we have a following and a platform and we have the ability to do that, I just feel like that's just part of my calling.
Yeah, if you've been given a gift, why not use it?
Yeah.
And use it to do something good. And that's our motivation. That's why we're here. We're here to try to do something good. And sometimes it's not going to be fun, and it's going to be sad, and it's going to be embarrassing, and we're going to talk about stuff that you wouldn't expect us to talk about. But that's okay. I think
Yeah.
having that discussion, it levels the playing field. It puts us all on the same page, and we want feedback. We're going to have it so that you're able to, here, I'll just give you an idea of what we're going to have eventually. You'll see this. We want to hear from you. Chime in, and you'll be able to chime in live and give us feedback and tell us your opinion and ask us questions, and that's totally what we're looking for. We're also going to have giveaways.
Yes.
Michelle has so many people that she's worked with in the past, so many beauty companies. And we're going to have some great things to give to all of you that watch and help us out here. We're all this one big community.
And we're also going to have some experts along, with us as well, that will be able to really talk a little bit more in depth about some of the topics that we bring up in terms of like aging. Like you and I were talking yesterday, we want to talk about positively aging. We don't want to necessarily talk about anti-aging. We want to talk
Right.
about positively aging. I mean, we're in our 50s, and as we get into
I'm
our
proud
40s
of it.
and up, I know you like start to feel your best, and you feel like you're really coming into who you are, but at the same time you're like, what the hell's happening in my body?
Yeah.
So you and I have spent years actually sharing different, tips about what we've done, including, bioidentical hormone therapy and
Hmm.
all kinds of
Hmm.
things like that we're going to talk about. And we're also going to talk about work-life balance and health,
If
and
there is such a thing.
if there is such a thing. I mean, we're going to talk about a lot of great things that we'll have some experts that can join us and share how we can all get some really good tips to improve our lives.
Yeah, that's what it's all about. I mean, you only get one kick at the can. Why not make it the absolute best life it can be? If you find yourself in a rut, we're going to try to help pull you out of that rut.
That's
Because
right.
we've all been there. We've all had times in our lives where we've gone, ugh, it's useless, it's hopeless,
Yep.
and then we found a way out of that. So that's our goal. We want
Yeah,
everybody to be as happy as we are right now. I can't speak for you, Michelle, but I'm pretty happy right now.
I am too. And but again, that doesn't mean that things don't pop up in life that you get
Totally.
hit with. But I think the more tools that we have in our toolbox to be able to cope with things a little bit easier and move through them without as much difficulty, I mean, I'm all in. I am always a sponge wanting to learn more and more how to improve my life. And, one of the things I was even going to bring up today, because you just left a job that you were with at 14 years, and I know it was not an easy decision for you to make,
It was
is
scary.
yeah, and that's what I want to talk about, is just, as just an example of where we're going to go in this show down the road, is something like fear of change, major change. I mean, what are some of the things that went through your mind when you were thinking about leaving?
Healthcare, that
Mhm.
was a huge thing, and I said it myself for years. I had the healthcare handcuffs on
Yeah.
because without having work supplement my health care. I thought, how are we going to afford this? My husband's been on my health care for the past 14 and a half years. So that was one big factor. Thank goodness I do have a partner that works. If he didn't have a job, I don't know if I would have had the courage to leave, especially without having something concrete lined up. I probably wouldn't have. I'd still be doing that job right now. And I would have to maybe tell my parents, sorry, I'll see you on Skype. I don't know. But I know it was made a lot easier by having somebody in my life that is going through this journey and can help build me up and help pay for things that we need. The bills are still coming in.
Right.
The check is not, but the bills are. So having him really did make it a lot easier for me. But it still wasn't an easy decision. It was something I pondered for a long, long time. So
Yeah, and I'm sure there's so many people out there that can relate that may want to leave a job, especially I think with COVID. Living in this pandemic, I was watching the Today Show this morning, and Jerry Seinfeld was on there real quick, and he said, it's almost like we've all been put in detention. And when you come out of detention, the whole point of detention is that you come out of it thinking a little differently. And, I think a lot of us during the quarantine time that we've had, it's like, okay, I am looking at life through a different lens now. I don't necessarily feel that what was important to me 6 months ago is important to me now. And so I'm sure there's a lot of people that can relate to what you just did and maybe want to make that jump too, but they're afraid. Like, what if? What if I fail? What if I can't make it through? What if financially I'm not going to be secure? And then you think, if you turn that around, but what if you actually make the change and everything is okay?
Yeah.
You really are following your heart.
I've been thinking a lot about COVID, and I'm trying to avoid social media as much as possible, but it's part of my life, and I'm still hearing people complaining about wearing masks and things like that. And I think about it. We don't live in a refugee camp where they've been wondering where they're going to live. They have no place to go that's safe, and they have no place that's going to take them. These are people that are dealing with hardship. Then I hear about people who are complaining about putting on a mask, and I'm thinking, let's try to put stuff in perspective here. Your life is really not being affected negatively by having to wear a mask. Unless you've got some horrible condition that you can't wear one, then you get your medical exemption. But just try to put life in perspective. I mean, a lot of people are hurting. I get that. A lot of people have suffered because of COVID.
Yeah.
And my heart goes out to everyone. And I saw a report recently that women in particular are getting hit doubly hard, especially single moms. I'm not taking away the fact that COVID has been devastating for our nation and our world, but I'm over hearing people complain about their rights when it comes to wearing a mask. I'm over it, and I'm over them complaining, and they want things to go back to normal. I'm sorry, I'm not so sure we're ever going back to what life was like pre-pandemic.
No.
So it's time to wrap our heads around what the new normal may look like.
Exactly. And follow the science. The science says that if we wear a mask, we're protecting ourselves, but more importantly, we're protecting other people. And for me, it's equally as important to protect people like my mother or my family members who are at risk. I mean, my daughter got COVID at 20 years old. And I mean, it hit her like a ton of bricks for 2 weeks. And she still has heart palpitations. She still has health issues, and it's been 4 months.
Yeah, it's a lot of people who've had it suffer for months, even after they've recovered from it. My doctor died from it. It's real.
It is real.
And it's dangerous.
So disturbing. And if people think that, if I get it, it's just like the flu and then I'll be okay. Well, you know what? The chances are, because I do have a really good friend who's a doctor, that if you're healthy, you will get through it and you'll be okay. But we don't know.
We don't know the long-term health effects, even if you get through it.
You don't. So why would you want it? Why would you want to even possibly get someone else sick if there's for some reason you got it and you didn't even know you were carrying it.
Well,
It,
it's the people who are asymptomatic that worry me the most
you know,
because, well, they worry me if they don't think it's important to wear a mask. They
exactly.
worry me very much because they could just be super spreaders. But we didn't want to go down that rabbit
No,
hole today,
but
but it's a fact.
it is. And it's again the show. We're going to talk about what's on our minds and not hold back. And, I was talking to a friend yesterday, Cecile,
Mhm.
and I was telling her about what our show is going to be about. And, she said that, this is really an important time for us to be able to talk about whatever we want to talk about, because the more that we can feel that we can be ourselves, the more that we are happy, because it's when we feel like we can't say what we feel, we're afraid to do what we think is necessary to make ourselves happy, which a lot of people do. They hold back from actually making changes or doing things or saying things. Like I have a lot of friends that they say I'm just burnt out and bitchy. And it's
Mhm.
because they keep saying yes to things they don't want to do. They keep taking things on that they really don't want to take on. And I think that's the beauty of this is we're like, okay, we are hopefully going to inspire others to say, okay, you know what? I think I'm going to say no to
Yeah.
something that I would normally say yes to. And I think I'm going to start, you know, speaking my truth more.
Yeah, if breaking the rules means creating some boundaries,
Yeah,
then good, do it.
boundaries. Exactly.
And not everybody, we understand. If you don't agree with us, that's okay. There used to be a time when I wanted every single person to love me.
Yeah.
Those days are over because I know that I can't please everybody and
Nope.
I'm not going to be everybody's cup of tea. And that's okay. And if you have a different opinion than me, I don't hate you because of it.
Exactly.
It's okay. We can disagree and still be friends or not.
That's right. And that's what we need more of in this world. So anyway, it's
There it is. There it is in a nutshell. We're just getting started. We've got
uh,
lots of good stuff that's coming. We're going to be on once a week initially. It may involve wine at the same time.
we're thinking that might be a fun combination.
Yeah.
And
And
we
we
will be sharing our favorite things each week.
Oh,
Right.
yeah. Would you like to quickly do yours just to give
Yeah.
everybody an example of what this might look like?
What we might share might be beauty products. It might be stuff that we found like a cool recipe. It could be anything. So, and you guys, please send in stuff that you think is so cool too, because we'd love to check it out. This show is about not just Cyndi and I. This is about all of us.
Yeah.
I just have to share these shoes.
Please do.
These are so cool. So I found these at a local store, and they're these really cool wedges, right?
Mhm.
But if you flip this inside out, they turn from black wedges to tan.
Ooh, nice.
Cool. And look at the cushion of the shoe, the insole, because I'm at the age now where I'm really into more comfort than
Yeah,
I
I
am
hear you.
style.
Me
It's hard
too.
to find both. So anyway, they are called Mazzori, and
Mazur.
yes, and so reversibles. So I will put this on our website, by the way. So you guys
Okay.
can go to our website and you can check out Cyndi and I, our favorite things, and we'll put links up there to them. So if you want to know where to get them, Cyndi, what do you've got?
My product is not as glamorous as Michelle's. It's called Just a Drop. So if you find yourself in a public place and you got to go number two, like say an airport or at work, you just put a drop of Just a Drop in the old toilet bowl. Whoops. Before you go, and your poop smells like pine needles. It's a
Fine.
miracle. It's really fantastic. And you just honestly, I don't know what this is, but honestly, one drop does the trick. This could last you forever. Keep it, and it's so small. Keep it in your purse because you don't. I mean, you probably don't need it at home unless you got a busy, full household. So you might need it at home. It even comes with a little suction cup. You can put it on the back of the toilet. But honestly, it's when you're out in public that and the urge happens to come
Yeah,
along and you have to go. Save
I
you
love
all
it.
the embarrassment in the world.
I love it. And again, we'll put that on our website, which is breakingtherulesshow.com. And, I could have used that recently when we were 2 weeks on the road, my husband and I sharing a hotel room, because that's always like, he's
True.
so sweet.
Keep the romance alive. Get just a drop.
A lot of times he'll go down to the lobby. I'm like, where are you going? Bathroom. I'm like,
Sounds like my husband. They're a lot alike.
They're so kind.
They are.
Yes.
We're not so kind. Deal with it.
That's right. But they put up with us. It's good.
I know. Okay, well, that was fun. Should we give a little recap about what breaking the rules is? You wrote something really great the other night. Do you want to say it or do you want me to?
Yes. Well, breaking the rules is basically, this show is about giving us permission to break the rules that we place on ourselves. And by doing so, we basically create more happiness for ourselves because we stop trying to live up to the standards of everybody else and what our society dictates. And so, it's just, it's so, I think so many of us really don't even realize how much we are comparing ourselves to others and how much we hold back in life. And so I think that's what this show is really going to give us permission to be ourselves. And that's what creates happiness.
And like I was saying to Michelle the other day, really quickly, we all make those comparisons. It's human nature. You can't just turn that off. Maybe somebody can, but I can't. It's just human nature where your mind sometimes goes to a thing where you're saying, "Oh, look at them. Oh, there goes my earpiece." And wouldn't it be nice to have what they've got? Well,
yeah,
that in itself isn't super unhealthy unless you start to feel bad about yourself when you're making that comparison.
Yeah, you get caught in a comparison trap, is what I do. There's nothing wrong with wanting to improve your life, but there's definitely a lot of people that I work with that I find really do compare themselves to what they see in the media and social media. And we're going to break that down. And we're going to share a lot about our lives that will help you, I think, too, because we've been through a lot. Some stories
and we're going to be totally honest. First of all, this hair is not real. It's not mine. I wasn't born with this. Neither was Michelle's.
No.
We've both had different procedures done on us, not full facelifts or anything. Well, I don't know about you.
No, not at all. I would love a neck lift, but it's all good. Everything.
I'm just going to be honest,
because it doesn't. Well, yeah, but I do a few things and a lot of natural stuff too.
Yeah, me too. And we'll get into that and so much more. Yeah. But that was our first show. We are done.
So excited. You guys, please follow us on social media. Let me give you our information. It's breakingtherulesshow.com is our website. Twitter is Breaking Rules Show. And then we have Breaking the Rules Show on Facebook and on Instagram. We'd love for you to follow us. And if you follow us and subscribe to our YouTube page, then you will be put into a drawing that we're going to do at the end of the month for a big prize. And we'll have that prize. We'll share that with you guys next show.
And again, we want to hear from you. Please give us show ideas, give us feedback. We want to create this really cool community here. And I think we're off to a really good start.
Absolutely.
All right. We're going to say bye-bye. Have a great day, everybody.
Take care.
Thanks for watching.